Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vansha kalpatarubhascha kripasindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Welcome everyone. We're in elite company today. We're in the most advantageous yuga of the 4 yuga cycles, Kali Yuga. Kalim sabhajantyarya gunagyasarabhagina yatra sankirtane naiva sarvaswarto bilabhyate. Karabhajan Muni says in the Srimad Bhagavatam that those who know the essence of life know that Kali Yuga is the best of the ages. In this Kali Yuga, we get the opportunity to fulfill all our needs and desires and achieve the ultimate goal of life by Sankirtan. And if you look around and see who's here today, every person here on this call is one of the souls that Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita as someone who's come to the ultimate conclusion. Bahunam jamanamante gyanavam mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabhaha. The great souls have concluded that the ultimate goal of life is Krishna, Vasudeva, nothing else. And that the ultimate path to reach him is following the process of Sankirtan, inaugurated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and carried down through our disciplic line. And if we consider the moods and methods of our disciplic line, and we analyze the lives and the workings of the greatest of our acharyas, for instance, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who dedicated his life to expressing the beauty, the wisdom of Krishna, so that people could hear it through song and read it in prose and come to the ultimate conclusion of life, which is to give their lives to Krishna through the 9 processes of Bhakti Yoga. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was that ray of Vishnu, who carried that movement forward, he thought in ways that one could capture the minds and hearts of common people, people who had never heard of Krishna, were fully absorbed in Maya, had no idea what the goal of life is, so that they could also come and join the Sankirtan party. And after all, we know in the Antya Lila of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shivananda Sain invites a dog to join the party. That's the mood of the Vaishnavas. And that's the mood of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hiratu hunandar pulinda pulkasha abhirashumba yavana kasaraya yene chapapa yadapashraya shraya shudyanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. Shukadev Goswami says everybody's invited. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is noted for having run after the conditioned souls to give them an opportunity, not waiting for them to come to him, but actually running after them. Mayamragam dayite ipsitaman vidavad. He chased them. I'm not saying we should do that precisely in that way, but we should follow the mood. Our founder Acharya synthesized all the teachings of the previous acharyas. That's what acharyas do, and brought us the exact mood, method, process for ourselves following bhakti and giving it to others. We're perfectly situated where we are and coming together as a one world team to enact the methods given to us by Srila Prabhupada, thereby pleases all the previous acharyas, what to speak of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who advocated that everybody take a part in the Sankirtan movement. He said, I order every person to take part in spreading this Krishna consciousness and giving the fruits of love of God to everyone. And how simple it's become, not easy necessarily, but simple, that by printing books that contain the essence, the most beautiful phrases ever written, that can be ingested by a passerby on a street corner or sitting in a shop somewhere on the third level of a mall. All this is possible because of the force of the Guru Parampara. Where does it come from? Their intense desire to share this with the world. We've inherited this. So again, look around at all the faces, those who have their cameras on. You can see either their faces or their names of the great souls who have joined here today. And this is it. We are the ones who are doing this. We're not waiting for somebody else to be airlifted in. It's us. It has to come down to us. We have to take responsibility. And in taking responsibility, not becoming bored or distracted or thinking, oh, this is too much. It's not too much. It's very little. We're doing what we've been asked to do, and we're doing what was lauded by Srila Prabhupada. That is carrying on with good sadhana every single day, and then using the balance of our life, whatever we have left after we work to maintain ourselves, to share the good fortune with others. So I congratulate everyone who's joined here today. We're moving forward. There's no other way to move with this task of expanding the popularity of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. If we don't do it, nobody will. We have a lofty goal, 108,000 by 2026. That's our baseline we want to reach. Someone might say, oh, that's bombastic, that's impossible, that's fantastical. Maybe so, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can lift us to the occasion. As I remember at ISV many years ago, standing in a parking lot of our very ramshackle little temple, and we were discussing among a few of the Sankirtan devotees, what would it be like if someday, somehow, by a miracle, we as a group could distribute at least 500 sets of Bhagavatams in 1 year. And the devotees gasped. How could it ever be possible? And now when we look back, 500 seems like what could be done in 1 month. And how's that possible? It's by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So 108,000. Yes, it's fantastical, but as the great devotee in our movement, Mahatma Das Prabhu says, that's what we do in our movement. By the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we try to achieve the impossible. Otherwise, what's this life for? Just sitting around worrying about finances and health and blah, blah, blah. We want activity. We want to make a difference on this planet together as one world team. So let's take this marathon by storm, not in a frenetic way, but in a well-considered way that we're following the great acharyas and that we're going to give our heart and soul and measure our energy so that we can step by step achieve our goals and offer them at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And now I want to show you just a few slides before we start talking to the devotees on this call who are out in the field. And these point to our focus points. The first focus point we have is for advocacy. Everything takes place by sound vibration in this world. Everything. In fact, modern science says that the whole world is vibrational. There are fibers of vibration that are woven together that create the so-called substance of this world, which is always changing, but it's created a vibration. And the sound is the first primal element through which all other, or by which all other elements are evolved. So in the word advocate, we find the word vak, which comes from Sanskrit, vak, advocate. It means to manifest through speaking. And advocation means we say book distribution is important. We say book distribution is a good thing. And if you say that, rather than saying it can't be done, or I'm tired of doing it, or you guys are going too far, or any of those other things, put those in a little bag and drop them off in the ocean and let them float away. Or better yet, incinerate them so nobody else finds them. Even if you think you can't do it, advocate for it. The next is to grow capacity. There are numbers that we can go for, but overall, we're looking to increase our capacity so on a steady and regular basis, we can distribute larger and larger amounts of Srimad Bhagavatams. You go back. Here are a few ways. These are just examples of what we mean by capacity. How many communities in your area are participating? And what's a community? Two or more people. If you know somebody who lives next door to you, husband and wife, for example, how could you get them involved? Could they make a pledge for something more than zero, not less than one? How many participants in your community? Think in which ways in which by your advocacy, you can involve more people. If you get one more person involved every year, you've increased your capacity. Streamlining those processes that make all the difference. For instance, payment acceptance. When your participants go out, is it easy for them to accept payment? Why not research that and find all the ways in which they can immediately accept payment so you don't miss anything? How about inventory management? Do you have books? Where do you keep them? Are they easy to get? Did you order them on time? This leads to increased capacity. And also focusing on multiple streams of distribution, because there's ways in which there's a stereotype of the brahmachari going on the street. In fact, that's a phrase. Oh, brahmachari on the street. That's book distribution. No, there are multiple ways, practically speaking, unlimited ways as far as you can imagine to distribute books. So find those streams and introduce them to your repertoire or your community, and then you'll have more capacity every year. These are a few examples, and we'll be expanding on them as time goes by. And now we want to hear from the experts in the field. That's all of you. And I'm going to call on a few devotees to give some insight. First of all, I'd like to call on Trey Prabhu, who's there under the banner, above the banner of Centro Vaikuntha Bologna, because he's out there on book distribution right now. Let's see if he'll talk. What's it look like out there, Trey Prabhu?
I'd love to talk, but we're just about to do our Harinam, and we're in book distribution. We're out in the main plaza of the city here, Bologna, and there's a lot of music going on around. It'll be a little tough. There's all kinds of street musicians playing, and we're just about to start chanting. We're still waiting for our main chanter, and I can just say a few words before we got to take off. But there's nothing more ecstatic. There's nothing to be in the field, distributing books, wherever that field may be, wherever like you said, there's an infinite number of ways to distribute books. It's not just on the street. It can be, as you demonstrated in your temple there, that during the lockdown, you distributed more books than ever, just online and shipping. And we also did like that. And it was very, very, very nice, very successful. Like you said, not to be blocked in any preconceived ideas or old ideas, but to be open to all possible means to distribute Prabhupada's books, especially in these months, the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the highest. When Prabhupada, the devotees went to tell him that we're distributing so many BTGs, we're distributing so many small books, and they immediately asked Prabhupada, we run like that. What about the big books? What about these books? So in the perfection, I think it's the perfection of all Sankirtan, of the perfection of book distribution is distributing Srimad Bhagavatam. There's nothing more pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. There's nothing more, because everything is there. The full perfection of life is contained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And the more we read, I see, the more we read it, the more we're studying, absorbed, and hearing and chanting Srimad Bhagavatam constantly, then the desire comes to share with as many people as possible. So I offer my humble obeisances to Vaisheshika Prabhu and all of the devotees there, that especially he who's inspiring devotees all over the world for expanding their vision, expanding their capacity for distributing Srila Prabhupada's books, especially this Srimad Bhagavatam set. And we hope that we'll be able to do something. Some of the devotees here in Europe, they're enthusiastic. In Germany, I just got their pledge. Everyone's trying their best. But we, like you said, if we can at least come to our full capacity, then big things can be done. And to advocate, that's what I'm going to say at this our next meeting, RGB meeting, is that the most important thing for all the leaders is that they can advocate, because that's been kind of lost over the last years. The advocating of book distribution, putting it as a priority, the first place activity, the Prabhupada was so dear to Srila Prabhupada. Okay, I don't want to. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Trey Prabhu, Gaur Premanande, Haribo.
Remember, we can talk tomorrow on the phone.
Yes, I'll call you. I was just busy yesterday. Sorry I missed your call.
Haribo.
So we've seen a great field general who's actually on the street now in his 70s, started Sankirtan in his 20s from San Francisco, of all places, and was amidst the first party that went out on traveling Sankirtan. Now we're coming over to Divyanam Prabhu, who's in his special office where he plans with other leaders. They come together on a regular basis from all over the UK. And I just got to listen into some of those sessions as I was in the UK. And there's great unity there within the United Kingdom. And the devotees are steadily increasing their capacity there. And Divyanam Prabhu, tell us what's going on there. Give us some inspiring words and some tips.
Sure. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. My obeisances to you and everybody who's present here. So I think just having you here for the 2 weeks made all the difference. When we were at the Rise retreat over the last, just over a week ago, actually, I can't believe the time is flying so quickly. We had about 500 devotees who attended the retreat. And of the 500, we received 394 pledges to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam set against our goal of 1008 here in the UK. So which was a very promising start. And Anasuya Mataji has been helping me. We have already reached out, Maharaj, to all the temples with their pledges to the leaders. And we have requested them to create opportunities, sanghas, forums where they can have all the training, inspiration, and resources in order so that the devotees can fulfill the pledges. We're going to be planning something with Vrindavan Chan Prabhu for Bhaktivedanta Manor with the 156 pledges which we have at the manor. So that has really brought a lot of momentum to our campaign here in the UK, having you and doing that pledging, as well as the support of other leaders like Kripamoya Prabhu, Gauranga Prabhu when they were here at the Rise retreat. So I think that was very, very helpful. Secondly, We are also noticing after the suggestion you gave to the UK team about creating the portfolios. So we had our UK national meeting today with Gopal Rai Prabhu this morning, and it was jointly agreed that it is a great idea. And he encouraged other leaders from the UK community to take on maybe one or two towns near them as their portfolios. And these, I feel, will also be instrumental in coming up with Srimad Bhagavatam. For example, in Folkestone, which is one of the towns I'll be working, there is a lot of motivation and enthusiasm to take on the distribution of the Bhagavatam set. Even if it is few sets or getting them on the map, I think that is really creating a lot of energy. And devotees are very excited about this idea of portfolios and filling up the map with lot more town center. Gopal Rai Prabhu this morning talked about nearly 5 places near Wales, which he's going to target and go visit them and try to have them join us in all these global initiatives. So yeah, so that's what we are working, Maharaj, in terms of the portfolio. ISKCON London Soho is again doing huge. Their communication organization with Mathura Kripa Prabhu is really a stellar example of planning things ahead. He's been working with the community. We've been working together in making sure we have some gifts to give out in terms of the kids' books, etc., for the Janmashtami. So we'll be placing those orders very soon. We have also placed the order, as you talked about, inventory of all the other languages about 3 weeks ago. So hopefully in another 3 to 4 weeks, we'll get different languages. We have it available. And we managed to get this beautiful brochure, which I shared with our BBT Central team, Shama Mohini Mataji from BBT Juhu, as a wonderful resource. And she will share it with the global community. And that is really helping us. Yesterday, there were 15, 16 of us on door to door, Maharaj, and having that brochure, talking to the people on door to door, myself, Chukuja Prabhu, Mantrini Mataji, there we go. Anasuya Mataji, Purta Sundar Prabhu, these were the devotees, and many other, Keshav Gokulanand Prabhu and Ravi Prabhu. These are the devotees who went out on door to door yesterday. And we've been, finding it very, very helpful distributing, using this brochure and talking to the people when we are going door to door. So I think that was a very good it's really helping us having these resources available and to be able to distribute these Srimad Bhagavatam sets actually. So yeah, very exciting time ahead, Maharaj. We are planning some Bhagavad Katha events in coming days at the manor with some Gauranga Darshan Prabhu coming. So yeah, these are few updates. The whole of UK is very, very excited, and we are very enthusiastic about towards our pledges and working towards it. So the next few months will be exciting for us.
Here's the pledge card.
Oh, yes.
I'm used in the Rise Retreat. You can see the size of it on the back. Has name, email, phone number, community temple. My Bhadra campaign pledge for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada is, and then there's a space where they can put in the number, something more than 0, not less than 1. And they put it in a box, a glass box, and you can see the box fill up with the pledges. And then Divyanand Prabhu promised them that I would take all of those cards to Govardhan Hill for Kartik and read the names of all the people who have pledged in a special yagya at the foot of Govardhan Hill. So these are some great ideas. And Divyanand Prabhu, we're going to have a conference call about portfolios. So in the next day or two. So
Wonderful.
we can all collaborate and make sure that we're in lockstep. Fantastic. Thank you very much for giving us a lot of fodder for our expansion. And next, I'm very happy to introduce Ambarishi Maharaj, whose intrepid style, increasing book distribution in places where it's very difficult to distribute books. Ambarishi Maharaj, there you are. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. This year, first year, we started to collect the pledges for this Bhadra Purnima. On previous years, we were trying to inspire devotees to give pledges, but they were not giving pledges. They were participating, but they were not giving pledges. But this year, devotees started to give pledges. At the present moment, we have pledges for 82 sets. But we are targeting this year 400 Srimad Bhagavatam sets for Bhadra Purnima campaign. And many temples, they want to participate, so we will continue collecting pledges. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you very, very much. You don't have to say much more than that. It's happening there because of your relentless pursuit of pleasing the Guru Parampara. We thank you very, very much for making an appearance here today. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce one of the most prolific book distributors on the planet who gives, I don't know how she does it. She works, she raises a family, and at the same time, she's commanding over one of the most powerful Sankirtan parties in the world. Malini Devi Dasi, please tell us what's happening over there and what are you doing to make it work? You're at the temple.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance, Prabhu. Mangash from God. Yes, Prabhu, I'm at the temple this morning. I wanted to share that we were wondering how we have to do this again and again every year. The goals and the spots are still the same. So we were wondering how we can do it again this year. So the first thing what we did was the spots that we used to cover before seemed to have exhausted. So we changed the locations. We changed the locations and we started doing new locations. And it turned out to be really well. We thought that particular place was a gold mine, but when we switched spots, that new spot turned out to be a gold mine also. So we don't have to worry about exhausting the spots that we have. We can explore new areas and we have seen the results are tremendous. Really, really nice places. And I wanted to share a presentation. I don't know if I can share. I couldn't finish it fully, but I just have to maybe I can. Okay. Okay. So these are the strategies that we were thinking of using for this year. One is that we want to cover festivals everywhere. And we have tables at different stores in different locations. And we have traveling Sankirtan, where devotees are going out to different places. It's not just brahmacharis, as Vaisheshika Prabhu was mentioning it. It's actually the grihasthas who are traveling to different places. And we have the youth kirtan and book table. We have kirtan home kirtan programs and Gram Vidyadan and Sunday table. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this home programs. This started out as a small avenue where we advertised that we will come and do a program at your home, kirtan program at your home. And each time for their birthdays or any special occasions, we conduct a home program. And they invite their own friends and relatives to that program. And not only the host is getting a Srimad Bhagavatam, but all the friends and relatives who are attend those home kirtan programs, they all end up getting Bhagavatam, as you can see here. And apart from that, we covered festivals. Every festival, wherever we go, we display Srimad Bhagavatam as well. And here, if you see, this is the one where we have a holy festival of colors. We thought, how will we put the books there? But as you can see, people are taking Bhagavatam sets. They have colors all of their clothes, but still there's Srimad Bhagavatam out. We're covering festivals like that. And the next one is the traveling Sankirtan. And this traveling Sankirtan, if you can see, every place they go, they have Srimad Bhagavatam as a display. And you can see all these students, different places where they're all taking Srimad Bhagavatam sets like this. And the other place where we are also placing books of Srimad Bhagavatam is this youth kirtan and book table. Our youth at ISB, apart from a regular Harinam program that we have, they also started a weekly youth kirtan program. And in youth kirtan program as well, they have displayed a Srimad Bhagavatam. So they are displaying Srimad Bhagavatam, they are distributing Srimad Bhagavatams also at the tables. And apart from that, we are also distributing Srimad Bhagavatam sets at every store, Indian store that we could imagine. Previously, what we used to do is we used to go door to door in different locations like Cupertino, San Ramon, San Jose, and all those places. But in a day, if you go and knock the doors, the maximum we would distribute is 5 or 6 Bhagavatam sets. But what we started doing is we are starting to distribute at the Indian stores at different locations. So sooner or later, everybody has to come for grocery shopping. So what we found is that we are distributing, instead of 4 or 5 in one location, we're distributing 18, 19 in a weekend. So this has increased the number of distribution of sets here at ISV. And the Gram Vidyadan, as mentioned, wherever we go at every festival, they're displaying the banner for Gram Vidyadan. And not just at the temple, but even at the stores, when we display Gram Vidyadan banner and ask them for donations, people are sponsoring Srimad Bhagavatam sets for Gram Vidyadan. And the last but not the least, the Sunday table. We have so many guests that come for Sunday table. Every weekend, we have at least 2 or 3 Srimad Bhagavatam sets at the table as well. So these are the different Sankirtan strategies that we are planning for this year. And I really, really like the idea that that all other temples are following. Especially, I heard from Divyanam Prabhu about the badge and putting them in the card and taking them across Govardhan. That is actually a very good idea. So we will try to imbibe all those this year. Thank you very much, Prabhu. This is all.
Thank you very much, Malini. Very comprehensive and helpful for everyone to gather ideas. And just a quick word about the portfolio program you might have heard mentioned, which is conceived just like a mutual fund where you have a group of funds within a particular portfolio and then they're managed within that. So we're looking for leaders who have the wherewithal to inspire and give consultation to centers and larger regions. And we're going to assign you a portfolio. And with that portfolio, you'll have between 1 or 3 or 5 temples, depending on how much of a opportunity you have to do that, to help rise and get better. And then we'll measure the percentage increase, just like a mutual fund. And that's how we'll see how you're doing in managing your portfolio. So we had a request from Spain, and I think we already had somebody, we have a competent personality who might be able to look into helping in Spain. We'll talk about that later. Thank you very much, Malini. And now we were going over to Canada, up to Canada, at least from where I'm sitting. And we have the inimitable Anutava Prabhu, who's one of the hardest working devotees in ISKCON, goes to every center in Canada to give them consultation and inspiration. Tell us how it's going up there, our friends to the north.
It's going really well. We had a fantastic 2024 record Srimad Bhagavatam distribution, record Bhagavad Gita distribution for both campaigns. Actually, for the Bhadra, typically we are around 1% of the world's goal. So for 2026, with 100,000, we would have been at 1,000 Bhagavatam sets, but we did 1,000 last year. So we're 2 years ahead of our goals, which is amazing. Typically, January to April is our slow season, our Chaturmasya, if you will. So it's a little bit slow with our weather, but we're going to pick things up with the goal setting in the month of May. And then with advocacy, I wrote a Sankirtan report that I printed, and this went to all the temple leaders as well as the GBC zonal supervisors so that they know what's happening and how their efforts are helping. We have 2 new temples, one in Winnipeg and Halifax. So while the brick and mortar is not as important as how the brick and mortar is used, but those temples, because they have a strong Sankirtan focus as smaller temples, I think by having a physical location, it's going to improve quite a bit. And a lot of our temples have ordered books from the BBT already, and they're getting into this goal setting, which we want to focus on in the month of May. And in terms of travels, I went out to Calgary a couple of weeks ago, and they wanted a class dedicated towards book distribution and what's happening for book distribution around the world. So I was able to utilize the BBT MCI slides into showing what's happening in America and South America and India and so forth. And then we launched the Gram Vidya Dan campaign there. So got together with the youth and showcased why sharing is so important, and to honoring His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj's legacy, who mentioned that if you're not distributing books, it's like practicing Krishna consciousness 50%. So we must also share Krishna consciousness. So inculcating that with the youth was helpful, and also giving tips and tricks and going on door to door, kind of leading by myself with another temple who hasn't done it. And it was incredible because 75% of the doors we knocked on, they took a book. And that was shocking. And including when we were knocking on a door, and then there was a lady who opened the door who kind of heard about us distributing books, and she was like waving a $20 bill. And I've never seen that, where we haven't even talked to her, we haven't even gone to her yet, and she's just like waving a $20 bill. So we went to her and she gave us the $20 and like, please take the books. So she took the book. So it's a lot of fun. And with Bhadra, just last week we have been doing a Bhagavad Gita study group every Friday. And one person just looked at the sign and walked in, and then now she took a whole Bhagavatam set. So by just having the follow-up, as I described in my lecture in Calgary, so like chutney and pakoras, they go hand in hand together. So when you do book distribution and a follow-up, they go hand in hand, and you have a place where people can come and read the books as well.
Wow, Anutama. Prabhu, what a upbeat, optimistic, and very practical presentation. And we can see from your countenance that you're satisfied. That proves that when you do unmotivated, uninterrupted service to Krishna, then you feel happiness in your heart. We see it coming from the effulgence that you're radiating from that Zoom square you're sitting in. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
All glories to Canada. May you smash your goals this year. Now, everybody, we have an update on technology that's going to increase capacity all over the world. And this is going to be presented by our team that's working on the Sankirtan app. And now I give you to Jai Madhava Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, all Guru Shri Prabhupada. Thank you for the opportunity to make presentation on the Sankirtan app under the guidance of His Grace Vaishishka Prabhu and Her Grace Ashama Mohini Mataji. The team has been working for last 7 years, building the app and refining it based on inputs. So I'm really excited to come and showcase what the team has built, and please encourage you all to try it out. So I'll share my slide, giving a very short overview. So this app is called Cover the Earth app, which is used to report your book distribution score, as well as you can use it to then submit your score to WSN newsletter to Mahapurush Shashi Prabhu. So the app is available both in iOS as well as in Android. And currently we have around 11 temples across US, Canada, and Australia who are using the app or who are piloting the app. And we do have a dedicated WhatsApp group where we exchange information, ask questions, troubleshoot, etc. And His Grace Sakal Subhaga Prabhu is helping us in onboarding and coordinating. So I just wanted to give a quick overview of demo. So we have Kautukarna Prabhu who would demo the app, and we'll have Mali Mataji give an overview of how the app has been used at ISV, and then followed by Kautukarna Prabhu giving the demo. Mali Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Jai Madhav Prabhu. Before we had the Sankirtan app at ISV, all of our scores used to be in Excel spreadsheets. I mean, I know it's a very primitive way. It seems like that now. But after we started using the Sankirtan app, it was really easy. And devotees can distribute books at the same time in the evening. As soon as the book distribution is done, they can report the scores right away into the app. And once the app is available, there are many ways we can slice and dice the data. We can get the reports from different locations, sort by locations, sort by festivals, sort by date, sort by MSF. And in this way, we don't have to do any manual work. and all the reports are ready. And once the scores are in, it just takes us only 5 minutes to pull the scores and create a report to offer it to Srila Prabhupada. At the same time, we are using this app even for reporting our scores to WSN, which again used to be a tedious process, but now it's all very simple. And we have been using for last 2+ years, and we have tested it thoroughly for all of you. Whatever was not working, we fixed. Jai Madhav Prabhu and his team fixed all the issues, and now it's ready for all of you to use. And I highly recommend that everybody can use this app so that it makes it easy for you to keep the scores, tally them, and as well as to report them. Thank you so much, Jai Madhav Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Thanks for your support throughout and your leadership in making the app what is here today. And now I request Kautuk Karnu Prabhu, who has been a champion book distributor as well as a proponent of this app. So he was the first one to take it up and encourage others also to use the app. And you can see it's not just reporting, but also how this becomes a way to encourage each other as well, where we share the book distribution news with others and then get feedback. So Kautuk Karnu Prabhu, if you can please demo the app and also show how we share it with other community, how the book distribution progress is going. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, and dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I will share the screen. So as we open this Cover the Earth app, I log in and we can see all the reports which are already being done with different devotees in our group. Here on the top left, we have the option to add a new transaction. So this is being reported on the 27th of April. So these are my favorite books that I can just add. For example, Science of Self-Realization and Higher Taste. These are my favorite ones. I can also do a select books here, go to something which is not in my regular use. For example, hiding. I can select this. I can even make it a favorite using this icon on the right and add it. So for example, I want to report these 3 books. I can go here, I can select a group. These are the different groups in ISV. I belong to the Western Sankirtan, so I will add this. And the donation was $15. Select distributors. So here, either I can search it or I can just scroll. And here, the address. We went to Cherry Blossom Festival yesterday in Cupertino. And here I can give a short update on how the books were distributed. A very nice family accepted these books, or any more details which we want to give. And then I can click the submit button. Yes. So we can see that the books have been reported, 3 books, donation, and the book points. On the top right, we can select the share button. So you can see there's a nice summary of the report here. We can also add a picture, select image. So this is the family who got the book yesterday. And I will share this on WhatsApp. So we have ISV Weekend Warriors. So you can see here it's very easy to share it on any social media, including Gmail. And devotees can look and respond. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for that wonderful demo. As you can see, the app is very easy to use. All the fields that Kautuk Karnu Prabhu showed, they are optional, so you don't need to enter them, but they are available in case you want to use it. And also they can be defaulted too. So it's not that you need to enter them. You can actually set up favorites. It will automatically default. You can default your group. You can default your location, etc. So everything is possible. He just showed how you can enter, but you can make it 1, 2, 3 if you like. You can set it up as easy as that. So the entire last year, the entire reporting went through this app at ISV, which is a very significant heavy user. So it has been thoroughly tested. Now I would like to request His Grace Sakala Subhaga Prabhu to come and just give a quick overview of how, in case you want to come and do a pilot, just to try it out, how you can come on and just try the app out. And in case this, you like both the reporting as well as making it a way to encourage each other in the community by sharing, please definitely use that. So Sakal Subhag, do you want to just give a quick overview of how the devotees can try the app? Is he here? Okay, looks like he's not here. Sorry. So I'll go ahead and just give a quick overview of how you can join in.
I
So
heard he's
please,
working on the app at home.
sorry, I'm a little behind. Thank you, Maharaj, for keeping me up to speed. But right, he's definitely working hard on the app. So this is the email. You can send any email you like, covertheearthapp.onboarding@gmail.com, and we can bring you on. Or you can join this WhatsApp group as well. It's a pilot group, so just join. The WhatsApp barcode is here. I'll put in the link also in the chat. Or you can reach out to Shamoni Mataji and or myself. I'll give all the email addresses. So just come in, try it out, and this will become a great way for all of us to encourage each other. Like how we are doing the Super Sunday, we can have super top 10 and things like that through the app also. So that was a quick overview, Shamani Mataji and Vaishya Prabhu on the app. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And Anutama Prabhu has asked, does it do campaign reporting?
So when you talk about campaign, I mean, there are various ways. Once the data comes in, you can slice and dice it in different ways. As Mali Mataji said, so we have ways to group through different groups is possible. You're talking about Chaitanya Charitamrita, etc. If there is a particular campaign, Bhadra campaign, so there is a MSF reporting as well. So we have a different MSF which goes on. So yes, it does do MSF reporting, and you can tie it with that.
And there's room for expansion in the future too, right?
Yes, of course. So the intention is if you can join in, we can enhance and improve and make it such that it's more and more easy and useful to you.
Yeah, so main thing right now, our main message is get it. That's a service that you can do. Even if you are intimidated by apps or whatever, just get it and somebody around there will figure it out. It's very easy to use. The more we all use it, the more it will become the norm and it'll take us to the next level in reporting. We'll also have the information much more quickly available to us as we go on in our campaigns. And that will be really helpful in increasing capacity. Thank you so much, Jai Madhava, Prabhu Karnava, Malini Devi Dasi, and also to the hard work for Sakala Subhag Prabhu in creating this app over the last 7 years. It's been a labor of love for sure. So now we have a few minutes. If some devotees would like to ask questions for others to answer, or if you have something notable you'd like to report from your vantage point in your geographical area, please let us know. Our operators are standing by to take your calls right now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, oh, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shamahini?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I just wanted to share that we, as centers are trying to set their pledges, we have a lot of support available from our data team who has been working to analyze scores from the last several years. We have charts that tell you how you've done in the last 5 years, where the country or the center has, how they have grown. So please call upon us to help if you would like access to the data to see how you're doing and to make a calculated increase in your Bhadra's course. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamahin. So I'm going to read one short paragraph from Prabhupada's preface to the Srimad Bhagavatam. And I read this as a reminder that one of the most effective ways of introducing Srimad Bhagavatam to multiple people in one location is to do a home installation of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the deity of Krishna. The first two cantos are his lotus feet. The 12th canto is the crown on his head. 10th canto is his smiling face, etc. It's physical deity, it's deity worship. And by keeping the set in one's home, sometimes people say, well, what about the electronic version? I'll just keep it on my phone. Well, that's good too. And we're also this year starting in earnest to distribute full sets of digital Bhagavatams. And it's a pilot that we'll let you know about as we unfold it. But at the same time, it's really important for people to have the set of books in their house. And one of the ways to extend the effectiveness of the distribution of the Bhagavatam is to offer to go to their home and install the Bhagavatam set. All that entails is them finding a suitable place to put the Bhagavatam in their home. You can bring a few flowers and maybe a stick of incense and a lamp. The most effective part is to have them invite their friends for the installation ceremony. And then normally we'll sit together in a living room where the books are, and we'll read the preface to Srila Prabhupada's Srimad Bhagavatam together. And we pass the book around so that everyone in the family, including all the kids, get to read one paragraph. And here's how it starts. Srila Prabhupada writes, we must know the present need of human society. And what is that need? Human society is no longer bounded by geographical limits to particular countries or communities. Human society is broader than in the Middle Ages, and the world tendency is toward one state or one human society. The ideals of spiritual communism, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, are based more or less on the oneness of the entire human society, nay, of the entire energy of living beings. The need is felt by great thinkers to make this a successful ideology. Srimad Bhagavatam will fill this need in human society. It begins, therefore, with the aphorism of Vedanta philosophy, Janmadhyasayataha, to establish the ideal of a common cause. I bring this up because Srila Prabhupada saw Srimad Bhagavatam as the tip of the spear of the Sankirtan movement. Even as he wrote on the Jaladuta, he wrote in his notes that the Srimad Bhagavatam would be the active ingredient of the Sankirtan movement by which people would come to the realization that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is the only means by which one can be extricated from the material world. And if they don't know of the Leela of Sri Krishna and his dear associates, and if they don't know of the Atma Tattva Gyan presented within Srimad Bhagavatam, what chance is there for happiness, or what to speak of extrication from the material world altogether? It's only possible by Srimad Bhagavatam's power. So those of you, all of us together who are working to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, are carrying forth the same energy that Srila Prabhupada had on the Jaladuta. He was meditating on Srimad Bhagavatam and he considered it the panacea for the world. So know for sure that whatever endeavors you make in this regard are the highest kind of service you can render at the lotus feet of our founder Acharya. And the more people you can involve in a very gentle and persuasive way to get involved in this will help the movement immensely, because those who are engaged in this kind of service rise above petty differences and become absorbed in the internal energy of spreading Krishna consciousness. I'm going to close now. Unless anybody has any last words, this is your last chance. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Gornitai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Radha Govinda, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev. If you so desire, please empower our team, everyone who joined the call today and everyone who couldn't join, and devotees all over the world who have a common interest to distribute the Srimad Bhagavatam during the Bhadra campaign. Please give us all intelligence and resources that we can use in your service to glorify the Srimad Bhagavatam and put it into the homes and businesses of people all over the world, what to speak of on yachts, in cowsheds, or wherever we can fit a Srimad Bhagavatam set. Please let us cover the earth with Srimad Bhagavatam, and please His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Thank you for considering our request. I'll ask everyone who agrees with this prayer, in whole or in part, to unmute and say Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ananta Kali Vaishnavini ki jai. Go for
Jai.
it. Too huge. Go for it. Hare Krishna. Go
Hare
Premanande. Haribo.